The first time I heard my wife call me just a boyfriend, my drink nearly slipped from my hand. The glass of bourbon trembled, catching the ballroom light as her laughter cut through the chatter. "Everyone, this is Daniel, my boyfriend," Melissa said, her tone breezy, almost rehearsed. Boyfriend. The word landed in my chest like a punch. Not husband. Not partner. Just a boyfriend, like the years we'd spent together. The wedding vows whispered on a beach in Santorini were some illusion I'd dreamed up. A ripple of confusion crossed the faces of those around us. Some smiled politely, others glanced at my left hand, where the gold band caught the light. But Melissa didn't notice. She was too busy laughing with a tall man standing beside her, a man whose tie was loosened, his sleeves rolled up, his gaze too familiar. "Daniel, this is Trevor," she said, her voice tinged with something soft. "We work closely together." Trevor's handshake was firm, practiced. His eyes didn't meet mine right away. They lingered on her. "Ah, the Daniel. I've heard so much about you." My mouth went dry. "Yeah? Hopefully all good things." He smirked, a knowing curl of his lip. "Depends who's telling the story." Melissa laughed again, lightly touching his arm. A small, intimate gesture, barely noticeable, yet I felt it. Like watching someone brush dust off a book that wasn't theirs. I tried to play along. I smiled, joked, even nodded when someone asked how long we'd been dating. Dating. As if the marriage license tucked in our shared desk drawer meant nothing. But underneath the polite conversation, something inside me cracked. Every detail, the way she stood a little closer to Trevor, how he poured her wine without asking, how their laughter synced perfectly, started forming a pattern I didn't want to see. When she walked off with him to greet her boss, I was left standing near the bar, the bass from the speakers vibrating through my ribs. That's when a woman approached me, a colleague of hers, maybe. She was beautiful in a quiet way, confident, observant. "You're Melissa's boyfriend?" she asked, her tone neutral but curious. "Actually, husband," I said before I could stop myself. "For 3 years." Her brows lifted slightly. "Who?" She told everyone she wasn't married. Something twisted in my gut. "She what?" The woman hesitated, looking around as if checking who might overhear. "Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Office gossip, you know?" She gave me a sympathetic smile and drifted away before I could respond. But it was too late. The words stuck like glass splinters. She told everyone she wasn't married. I spent the rest of the night pretending to mingle, all while watching Melissa from the corner of my eye. She and Trevor moved together effortlessly, laughing, whispering, leaning too close. When their fingers brushed, she didn't flinch away. Later, when she finally rejoined me, her cheeks flushed with wine and delight, I forced a smile. "Having fun?" she asked, looping her arm through mine. "Yeah," I said. "You seemed close with Trevor." Her lips curved into that practice grin, the one she used in arguments to keep me at bay. "We work together every day, Daniel. Don't make it weird." "I'm not making it weird. I'm just saying you called me your boyfriend." She laughed, dismissive. "Oh, that? It's just easier at work. You know how corporate politics are. Some people take married as a liability." I studied her face, the way her eyes darted away, how her shoulders stiffened slightly before relaxing again. I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to. But doubt had already taken root, silent and poisonous. That night, as we drove home, the city lights flickered against the windshield. She hummed softly along to the radio, unbothered, while I stared at the road, my mind racing. When we got home, she went straight to the shower. I sat on the couch, her phone buzzing quietly on the table beside me. A message preview flashed across the screen. "Trevor, you looked stunning tonight. Wish we could have had one more dance." I froze. My pulse hammered in my ears. A moment later, another message came through. "Trevor, hope Daniel didn't suspect anything, winking face." My stomach turned. I read the words again, each letter a blade carving into my chest. Didn't suspect anything. When Melissa came out, wrapped in a towel, steam following her like a ghost, I asked quietly, "How long have you been lying to me?" She froze mid-step. What are you talking about? Trevor, I said, my voice shaking. He texted. I saw it. Her eyes widened, then softened into something colder, resigned, almost. It's not what you think. Then tell me what it is. She looked down. I didn't mean for it to happen. We were traveling for work. One night, things got blurry. It wasn't supposed to go this far. I laughed bitterly. Not supposed to go this far? You've been pretending you're single. At your job. At your party. She wiped a tear from her cheek. Daniel, please. It's complicated. You've been distant lately. I felt invisible. Her words cut, but I didn't respond. The irony was cruel. She felt invisible, yet she erased me from her world entirely. 4 days after, I couldn't sleep. Her apology echoed endlessly. The smell of her perfume, the ghost of her laugh, even the way she stirred coffee, all of it haunted me. I didn't tell her I forwarded Trevor's messages to my email, or that I'd found hotel receipts matching their work trips. I wanted to see how long she'd keep lying. A week later, I walked into her office unannounced, holding a small envelope. Trevor was there, mid-meeting. Their faces drained of color when they saw me. I placed the envelope on the table. Inside are copies of your messages and travel logs. HR will get them by noon. Trevor stammered. Daniel, wait. I'm done waiting. Melissa's eyes filled with tears. Daniel, please, don't do this. I looked at her for the last time. You already did. Then I walked out, the echo of my footsteps hollow and final. That night, I received one last message from her. I made a mistake. I'll regret it forever. Maybe she would. Maybe I would too, for not seeing it sooner. But as I stared at the empty space in our bed, I realized something painful yet liberating. She had erased me long before I walked away. I was just finally catching up.